Good evening, Internet. Shroom here. Welcome to another installment of my Pet Deck series, where I play my favorite Magic the Gathering cards and decks. And we're going to head to Pioneer/Explorer on Arena tonight to diss our opponents with some disinformation control. What is disinformation control? Let's take a look. So this is an archetype that I played a number of times on my channel, so I had to represent it in pet decks because it is my favorite archetype, which is Dimir-based control. And we're built around the card Disinformation Campaign, which is the 3-mana enchantment. When it ETBs, we draw a card our opponent discards, and whenever we surveil, we bounce this back to our hand. So this card is like an engine of grinding our opponents out. It means that we cycle through our deck, because we do have lots of effects that will bounce us back to our hand, and it means that our opponent cannot accumulate cards. So rather than building card advantage through a lot of heavy draw spells like Memory Deluge and whatnot, we're basically going to keep the game relatively low resource, but make sure that we always have the edge because we'll be drawing through our deck the whole time, and our opponent will be unable to accumulate cards. So to trigger Disinfo Campaign, of course, we have to have lots of surveils, which we do. We have Consider as a 2 of, just a quick surveil lets us draw a card and bounces Disinformation Campaign. Search for Azcata is actually a surveil that happens every upkeep. So every upkeep we're bouncing our Disinfo campaigns, and eventually transforms into the extremely powerful Azcata the Sunken Ruin, which is a just very powerful land that can find us lots of other non-land, non-creature cards, including planeswalkers and spells. And then we've got the 3 of Thought Erasure, which is a 2-mana Thoughtseize that doesn't cost life and lets us surveil one, so it bounces our disinfo campaigns. We've got the 2 of Sinister Sabotage, which is a counterspell that lets us surveil one, bounces our disinfo, and we're playing a 2 of Spellgyre. I'm trying this out in the place of Memory Deluge. It's either a counterspell or it lets us surveil 2 and then draw 2 cards, which in effect bounces disinfo campaign. So I'm really trying this new strategy for this deck of we don't need overwhelming card advantage. We just need the relative advantage provided by repeated disinformation campaigns. And Spellgyre, Surveil 2, Draw 2 is a decent card draw effect as well. So that should be good enough, I think. I like the versatility of it being a counter spell. So that's our Surveil stuff. Our basic strategy is going to be the same strategy I play in my standard Esper control deck, for instance. Interact, make our opponent discard cards from their hand, counter their stuff on the stack, destroy and exile their permanents on the battlefield. So for the discard, we've got our 2 of Thoughtseize, we've got the Thought Erasure, of course we have the Disinformation Campaign itself. We're playing a 1 of Bandit's Talent, which is just a way to turn discard into a win con. It's like a sort of rack effect. If our opponent has few or 0 cards in their hand at the beginning of every turn, that can eventually transform into a card draw engine for us as well. So that is step 1, empty our opponent's hand. Step 2, counter their stuff on the stack. We've got our Spell Pierces just ready to counter those Fable the Mirror Breakers even when we're on the draw. We've got Drown in the Lock, which is a counterspell that doubles as a removal spell. Really good in a deck like this with lots of discard because our opponent will have lots of cards in their graveyard. And we've got Sinister Sabotage, as mentioned before, and Spellgyre, as mentioned before. We're also running a 2 of Jawari Disruption in our mana base, which I'm just kind of a fan of this card in Pioneer. You can really get people with it, and of course it just can be a tapped land if you need it to. And then we're going to kill our opponent's stuff on the battlefield. 4 Fatal Push is just the best removal in Pioneer. We've got Drown in the Lock. We've got Anoint with Affliction, which is really good against mono green to exile those trolls. Good against aggro as well. We've got Baleful Mastery, which can hit planeswalkers and is an exile-based removal effect. So it's good against mono green because you can hit those trolls, you can hit those Cavalier of Thorns, etc. It can also hit Kiora, which is nice. And then we've got sweepers in the form of 2 Ritual Soot, which is a very good sweeper in Pioneer, and a 1 of Beathook Massacre in the main board, others in the side. Our win cons are going to be the Bandit's Talent. We're also going to win with a 1 of Sheoldred. We have a 1 of Urtai, that's a 3/2 that can also just be a counterspell or a removal spell or a stifle effect. So it's a very versatile effect for our deck. That also is the 3/2 body that can sometimes close out games. We got a 1 of Aclazotz. We've got 2 of Ashiok Nightmare Muse, which is kind of this card is just so good in this deck. It creates 2/3 attacking tokens that exile stuff, and for -3, which is kind of my favorite mode, it bounces an online permanent to our opponent's hand and then makes them discard a card. So if our opponent is already top decking because of all of our discard effects, this basically reads to exile. It exiles a card from their hand. If our opponent is top decking, this reads exile target non-land permanents, which is very, very good. And the tokens this creates just will win us the game in the long game. So that is the plan. We're going to ride Disinformation Campaign to victory, grinding our opponent to dust, never letting them get into the game with any kind of meaningful resources, while we eventually pull ahead, drop a win con, protect it with all of our interaction. There's a total of 25 lands in the mana base. That does include the 2 Jawari Disruption. We do have the 2 Disruption. We've got a Takanuma. We've got an Otawara. We've got 2 of Hive of the Eye Tyrant for a little bit of Graveyard Hate in the main board. And of course, we have our 3 of Undercity Sewers, which are surveil lands. So when they enter the battlefield, they bounce our Disinformation Campaign, which is really, really good. And we have 3 Field of Ruins, which this card is very important in Pioneer because there's so many powerful lands that you need to deal with. The sideboard contains a Malevolent Hermit. This is basically against control matchups. We'll board this in. Another Anoint with Affliction is for aggro. 2 Damping Spheres for mono green. It's for Phoenix. It's for Lotus Field. 2 Go Blank is Graveyard Hate. That's also good against control. Erebos' Intervention is Graveyard Hate. That's good against aggro decks. I like this card as a versatile piece. That's good against aggro and graveyards. 1 Pithing Needle is a nice to have against like certain artifacts. We don't really have good answers to artifacts. Our only answer is like bounce them and counter them or discard them. Oh, I forgot to mention the one of Brazen Borrower in the main board because it can bounce stuff and can be a 3/1 flyer as well. We like bounce effects. There's great synergy between bounce and Disinformation Campaign since we're constantly making our opponent discard cards. We've got a 2 of Narset Parter Veils against the decks that want to draw lots of cards. 2 Path of Perils will come in against aggro decks that play a lot of weenies. 1 Shadow's Verdict is very good against mono green actually because it exiles all the trolls, exiles Kiora, exiles all the elves, exiles them so they never get recovered by like Cavalier of Thorns. It's also good against like Cauldron Familiar decks to exile all the Cauldron Familiars from the board and the yard so that our opponent can never recover them and loop them. And a 2nd Meathook Massacre against mid-range and aggro decks in the side. So that is the plan. Gonna try out this build of disinfo control, which is a little less all in on like sort of the disinfo angle and a little lower to the ground. So we'll see how this does. I was getting stomped practicing with this deck last night, but I've made a lot of adjustments. So we'll see if we can get some wins tonight in Diamond tier on the ladder. And if you like off-meta, off-kilter MTG content, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. Hosoyang, the standard bearer, will be our first opponent with disinformation control in Pioneer/Explorer. Will be on the play. We don't have an untapped land on turn 2 for our search for Azcata, which is a little disappointing. This hand is very clunky overall, but I think it's okay. Hopefully this surveil will find us something good. We do have a Jawari Disruption also. Anoint with Affliction. No idea if that's going to be good, but I guess I'll keep it because we don't currently have any way of dealing with creatures. Alright, so it's Lotus Field. And we don't have an untapped land for turn 2, which is really bad. There's the Thespian Stage stock up. Boy, it would have been nice to counter that. Okay. So I think what I'm gonna do is hold up Jawari Disruption this turn. There's the Lotus Field. So actually, Jawari Disruption is just totally irrelevant now. We actually have nothing better to do with this Anoint with Affliction, so we'll just get rid of the Grazer. Okay. Let's Thought Erasure. Is there any way we can interrupt your hand? There really isn't. I don't think. Maybe hitting stirrings gives us the best chance, but I'm pretty sure we're just dead. Ritual of Soot, not going to do anything. Do I even want to reveal that we have this in our deck? I guess so. Because if we happen to survive, this lets us hold up Spellgyre for next turn. Okay, so they're just setting up again this turn. Okay, we draw Thoughtseize. Let's Thoughtseize. Take Leer. Or do we take Pour Over the Pages? I guess Pour Over the Pages. I mean, this Bandit Talent, they have stuff they can discard that doesn't really hurt them at all. So I think it's better to play Search for Azcata. There's Leer. And let's see how much we're going to sit through this. Well, this went about as bad as it possibly could have. We just didn't have the untapped lands to counter their stock up at the beginning there, and our hand just lines up very poorly against what they're doing. But hopefully it'll be over this turn. Speedy, thank you for the sub. How you doing? I'm sorry. Yeah, it's Speedy, right? How's it going? Thanks for the sub. Hope you're well. There's no need for me to pay attention while my opponent's comboing off here. Omniscience, Sure, we can just concede. Alright, well, we've got some decent stuff against them. Negate, for instance. Damping Sphere. Go blank. Narset. Does Pithing Needle do anything? I don't think it does. Maybe Malevolent Hermit. Fatal Push we don't need. We don't need these sweepers. Leer is a 5-drop. So Baleful Mastery can kill it, but if the reality is if they drop a Leer, we're pretty much dead. Maybe if Erebos' Intervention could be decent. We don't need Erebos' Intervention. I think like this is about as good as we're gonna get. Okay, we're on the play. We don't have any of our sideboard cards. Nor do we have, like, Thoughtseize, so I don't know if this is good enough. Jawari Disruption could maybe be good, but it doesn't stop them from just playing lands. I think this is actually a mulligan. Alright, there's Damping Sphere, so we'll keep this. We'll bottom one of these searches. And we will need some help from the top of our library. Alright, let's Damping Sphere. Okay, I'm gonna play a second Damping Sphere. Okay, so I'm going to just Field of Ruin their Thespian stage. We'll grab an island. Then we'll play Azcata. Mystical Dispute, that's okay. Alright, they get their Lotus Field, which taps for 1 and makes them sack 2 lands when it enters. Not the best. Alright, I'm gonna play Field of Ruin. I'm not gonna start attacking with my Hive yet. I'm gonna hold up Counter Magic. This Verge, it does tap for both colors. Alright, there's Sheoldred. Again, gonna wait until I can Thoughtseize them or, you know, get another land to have counter backup when I play her. Alright, opponent just scoops. Let's do that again. Okay, we have turn 1 Thoughtseize, but that's it. This is sketchy as heck. I'm pretty sure this is a mulligan. We want sideboard tech. Alright, well this is better. So we'll keep bottom Spellgyre, probably. Okay, so they have a Lotus Field in hand. I think I want to wait. I want to hold up this negate. Stock up. No, thank you. Spell Pierce could be good. It's Thoughtseize. Into the Flood Maw, Hidden Strings. Mystical Disputes. I guess I'll just take Hidden Strings. Play this Malevolent Hermit. Which they can into the Flood Maw if they want. Gonna search for Azcata. They counter. Okay. Alright, let's attack. Let's go blank you. And we'll play this land. Thespian Stage can copy other people's lands as well. I didn't know that. Ashiok is good. I kind of thought Erasure just to see if I can find land number 5. There we go. Impulse, Stock up. Let's counter that. Alright, let's get down Ashiok. Start plussing.
All your fears are given form.
Pour over the Pahinas. It's a pretty good draw. We are tapped out. Well, there's the Lotus Field. Attack you. Plus again.
The shadows awake.
Play our Hermit again. Stupidest possible tapping of our mana. Oh wait, no, this is the thing that makes that so they can't counter our stuff. Gonna bounce our Ashiok, okay. Aclazotz. So they're dead next turn. I don't have double black, actually, so I guess it's just Ashiok.
I wonder if your brother, my kin, are delightfully friendly.
Okay. Taking down Lotus Field combo. Sweet. Managed to disrupt them. Gilkamamu. The veteran explorer will be our next opponent. Will be on the play. This is a one-lander. We do have a consider, but I think that's pretty clearly a mulligan. This is another one-lander. We get a surveil. If we get a second land, we can play search for Azcata. I'm gonna keep this. We'll bottom. Probably Ashiok. Land, please. There's a land. It's a tap land. Play our tap land. Some form of mono black. Okay, I'm gonna play Thought Erasure. So their devotion. What do I take from here? Murderous Rider. Disinfo Campaign. I think I have to bin that. I need lands. Okay, there is a land. Let's play Search for Azcata. They did not attack with their carrier throw last turn. I'll go ahead and Fatal Push that. Just because I can. They get an Eldrazi token. Yeah, let's keep a land on top. So that Hordling Broodlord has Convoke. Alright, I'm gonna play Sheoldred. Because I don't see that they have any removal in their hand right now. They have 2 unknown cards. There's Gary. Fatal Push. Fatal Push doesn't really do much here. Island is a better draw, I think. I think I will attack with Shelly. So they can go for their big demon here. Go ahead and counter that. Disinfo. I like disinfo. Let's play disinfo. Let's attack with Shelly. I'm gonna play the surveil land. Thought Erasure. I think... Do I want Thought Erasure? Let's see. What are they gonna do next turn? Yeah, I think I do want a Thought Erasure. Because we might end up having to play this Baleful Mastery for 2 and giving them a card. There's the Null Priest. Getting back their big demon to the battlefield. Okay. Gary. That's a lot of devotion. Let's exile this Null Priest. We'll keep Thought Erasure on top. So let's disinfo. Draw a card, Mickey discard. Ooh, Meat Hook is great. Then let's Thought Erasure. Make you discard. Fatal Push. We don't need Fatal Push. We're gonna Meat Hook. I'll attack. Okay, they do decide to block. Thoughtseize can absolutely go into the graveyard. We will flip Search for Azcata. So I could just sweep their board. I think I'll just kill this. Attack with Shelly. They block and sack. They're gonna draw a card and lose 3 life. We'll disinfo. Draw another card and lose 4 life. We'll pass. Good game. Okay, so mono black devotion. I think we want negate. I could see Meat Hook number 2. They're gonna have like Unholy Annex and or Phyrexian Arena, so I think Narset could be a good to bring in. I'm gonna cut 1 Ritual of Soot. I like Meat Hook better. I'm gonna cut Anoint with Affliction. Actually, you know, I can go down 1 Fatal Push. They don't have any like devastating early creatures. They got some 2/1s. Cut 1 Azcata. Alright, this is good. I don't have a turn 1. I have a Spell Pierce I can hold up, not for turn 1, unfortunately. But I'm going to keep this. We do have Disinfo. Okay, we didn't get Thoughtseize turn 1, that's good. There's a Carrier Thrall. Alright, let's play our Hive. Yeah, we're gonna Jwari disrupt that. Okay, let's disinfo. Liliana of the Dark Realms. She's the one who searches at swamps. Okay. So I can't get rid of that. I could Urtai it, but I think for now I'll just wait. Take 2. They are going to get a bunch of cards off this, unfortunately. Okay, let's Urtai. Get rid of Liliana.
This was a wasted opportunity.
Ritual of Suit. Alright, let's attack. Play our land. And I think just pass. Lively Dirge. We can actually spell pierce that. Okay, let's consider. We'll take an Undercity Sewer. Alright, let's disinfo. Drown in the Lock is good. Field of Ruin. We're just gonna pass. Alright, they have double Lothwain. Insatiable Avarice. We are gonna counter that for sure. Fatal Push. We don't need Fatal Push. Alright, I think I'm going to play Ashiok. Start making tokens. Just hope to dodge anything too crazy right now. I'm actually gonna bin Ashiok number 2. Erebos, God of the Dead. Pay life to draw cards. Negate. Alright, let's disinfo. Narset. If I play Narset, I can't hold up my counters. Which I really would like to do, actually. I'm definitely attacking with this. Alright, they block. They get a 1-1. I think I'll minus bounce the Erebos, make you discard, and I'll counter it when they replay it.
Your heroics are but a dream to me.
The Cruelty of Gix. Choose a creature or planeswalker. Okay, I think we have to counter that. And we'll counter that also. That should be GG, I would think.
Creeping, thieving frost.
Playing Narset.
I know 88 ways.
Plus it.
I have just the trick for this.
Grab Juwari Disruption. Play Aclazotz. I could be punished if they have a sweeper here. So they can't draw cards with Locklane on their turn. They can only do it on my turn. Professor Onyx. Alright, we sack our Aclazotz, but we'll get it back.
You don't make a grade.
And opponent's had enough. Tactical Idiot is our next opponent. Okay. We can keep this, I think. We got a disinfo. Is that Chandra? I think that's the new Chandra. So they're all in on the... Okay. Well, it's not Devotion, because they're playing Wastewood. It could be Devotion, I suppose. I guess I'll just play this tap land. It's Elves. Okay. Well, Ritual of Soot should be good against them. Let's Thought Erasure. Tyvar. Collected Company. We're definitely taking Collected Company. Another Disinfo campaign. I don't think we need 2 Disinfo campaigns. War Master. Tyvar. Alright, well, opponent's going real wide and our draw's real clunky. So, we'll see. We can sweep, but they can keep their Tyvar alive, but maybe Ashiok can clean that up. Yeah, we just died. Okay. I should have taken Tyvar. I forgot that he had that, like, overrun mode. Okay. So we want Anoint with Affliction, Path of Peril, Erebos' Intervention, Meat Hook, Shadow's Verdict, anything that can kill creatures, really. Spell Pierce is going to be completely useless. Like, these counter spells just aren't where we want to be. Thoughtseize is a little tough because they are very aggro. Since we're cutting all of this, a bunch of surveil synergy, maybe we cut one disinfo too. We've got 2 removal spells, so I think it's a keep. Llanowar. Okay. We will bolt the bird. End the elf. War Master. Alright, let's anoint that. Play this on black. Another War Master. Sentinel. Alright, let's play Sheoldred. Alright, untapped land for next turn would be nice. No untapped lands. So I think what we'll do is actually... We gotta kill this Archdruid. They do get a card. I suppose I could have attacked. But they would just chump block. Unfortunately, my drown is only at 1. I did stop them from getting a whole bunch of mana. There's the Lord, which I cannot counter because it's a... They only have 1 card in their graveyard. Is that a Nykthos? Give me an untapped land, please. Coco, yep. Gets a huge hit with their Shaman of the Pack. Untapped land? Oh, it's a tap land. Does that mean I'm dead? I think it means I'm dead. Damn, if only this was a Ritual of Soot and not Shadow's Verdict. I mean, I can do this. I think I'm just dead, though. Another Shaman of the Pack. Okay. GG's. Well, that's too bad. We are so close, and yet so far. House Stark will be our next opponent. That's a 1-lander, so we have to mulligan. This we can keep. We'll bottom... probably Brazen Borrower. Alright, so it could be Phoenix. Ruin Crab? Oh, it's Mill. Wow, that's some pretty good hits. Urtai? Yeah, we'll take an Urtai. Well, I think we're just killing this crab and giving them a card. Tasha's gets in a good mill. I have a Takenuma, so I could get back an Aclazotz theoretically at some point if I want to. Of course, they're playing Treasure Cruise because for some reason that card is legal in Pioneer. I don't understand it. It's part of the reason why I don't play Pioneer that much these days, as much as I used to, because Pioneer needs some bans. Alright, Drown in the Lock is a good draw. Treasure Cruise, such a cheaty card. I guess we're trying to Urtai it. Valakut Awakening. I don't think I need my Taken. I'm going to use my Takenuma to recover anything because it also mills you. Mills you 3. Sphinx's Tutelage. We have to counter that. Cathartic Pyre. I don't know. I kind of feel like we need this Urtai to win. Teferi's Tutelage. I think we counter that as well. Tasha's, yep. That's a lot of mill. Can I get a good surveil, please? Sheoldred? Yeah, that's good. I mean, it might just get milled right now. It probably will, I would imagine. Yep, it does. And Sphinx's Tutelage, uh-huh. Well, Urtai, it's up to you, buddy. Into the story. I think that's probably game, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Yeah, that's game. Okay, so we want Negate, Hermit, Narset, probably Go Blank. We don't need Meathook Massacre. We don't need Sweepers. We don't need Baleful Mastery. They could 100% have Jace the Perfected Mind. So I'm gonna bring in the Pithy Needle. Maybe cut an Ashiok. It's just a little slow. We don't need Anoint with Affliction. Since we're boarding in Go Blank, we cut Drown in the Lock. Alright, I like this hand. So we'll keep. I mean, I have Spell Pierce available turn 1. For what that is worth. I could possibly counter like a crab or something turn 2 as well, if needed. Yes, we will counter the crab. Alright, let's go disinfo. They counter. Okay. River churn. I could go blank them. I think I'm gonna pass though. Just play Brazen Borrower on their end step. Alright, let's play our Brazen Borrower. Let's attack with our Brazen Borrower. Do some surveillance. Narset, I mean, it doesn't matter what we do, because it might just get milled. It is going to just get milled. There's a crab. And a land. Then we draw a land. I'm gonna hold off one more turn on this get blank. I would love to get them empty-handed with it. Okay, we'll spell pierce that for sure. They just treasure cruise. How much? I bet you they just treasure cruise right here. I would bet you anything. Yep. So we're dead. You just can't beat treasure cruise. Search for Azcata. I mean, we'll flip that quickly. Mystical dispute. Yeah, we'll pay. Treasure cruise again. Really, I could just scoop here. I think I will just scoop. We'll see what my draw is. We don't need another search for Azcata. We'll transform. Pithing Needle. I mean, we can shut down their monument. Crab. Land. Galvanic iteration. Into the story. Yeah, okay. Sure, whatever. Treasure cruise. It's still legal in Pioneer. Yati will be our opponent. We're on the draw. This hand's very slow, but it could be good. We're on the draw. We get a surveil. I'll keep. Opponent did mulligan once. Zaggoth Triumph. We draw a land. That's not great. I like Thought Erasure. Beans? Are you kidding me? Alright, let's Thought Erasure you. So they're just the standard Overlord deck, but they have beans on the battlefield. So I don't know if we can win. I guess I'll take Hauntwoods. Consider. I don't think I really want to consider. Thoughtseize is a good one. So I think I'll counter their play this turn, and then Thoughtseize their next play. Okay, let's Thoughtseize. I think I'm going to take Leyline Binding, actually. Because I do have this Sheoldred that would be good to get down. We'll counter that. Jawari Disruption, we don't need that. I don't know, maybe that would have been good, because they don't have a lot of land. They didn't get off their Overlord. Well... Consider, we don't need Consider. Well, Sheoldred is going to kill them pretty fast. They hard cast their Overlord. Fatal Push is a 5-drop. There's Zur. Alright. Taking a ton of damage from Sheoldred. It has lifelink because of Zur. Oh, I needed to Fatal Push the Zur. I'm so dumb. I thought that it had to activate to give the enchantments lifelink, but no, it just gives all your enchantments lifelink. So that was a huge mistake. They should be at 6 right now. I really should have done this before combat. Alright, disinfo. Search for Azcata. Play it. Zur. Yeah, that was a pretty huge mistake I made. So... now I don't think we can win. Sure, we'll transform. Urtai. It's disinfo. Thought Erasure. Thought Erasure you. Take the Overlord. We don't need that. I mean, if you could find Beat Hook, we might have a chance, maybe. Otherwise, we're dead. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't shock. So that means that I'm dead, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Spell Gyre. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I could kill the Beanstalk and the Overlord. I guess that's what I'm doing. Graveyard, graveyard. Okay, and I'm dead. So it's just domain. Negate. Beat Hook. Narset. Ritual of Soot we don't need. Fatal Push. I'll keep in some number of. Annoyeth Affliction does exile Zur, which is kind of nice. I think I'll cut the Fatal Pushes, actually. Go Blank Hermit. Anything else I want? I want all the Go Blanks. Everything's good. Bandit's Talent might be a little hard, because they just draw so many cards. Although we are trying to shut that down. I'll cut one Consider. Like, when they get beans on turn 2, it's a little hard to win also, which they did that game. We can counter a turn 2 beans. I think this hand is okay. We need to draw some lands. Okay, we will play Sverge. Sheoldred. I think I'll just get this Brazen Borrower out. Start attacking. And I need to play this as a land, unfortunately. Vanishing Verse is fine. Overlord. I meant to counter that. That was just a misclick. I meant to counter that. I really meant to counter that. Well, I mean, we have a Baleful Mastery for it, so maybe it's not the end of the world. I guess I'll take this Overlord. Let's counter that one. Jawari will take land number 5. Alright. Oh, we don't have double black for Sheoldred. Alright, playing like a fool here. Flicker of Fate. Let's counter that. Let's use your Field of Ruin to get another swamp and then counter it, is the correct play. Okay, there's a hive. Overlord. Get rid of that. I think I'll play Aclazotz. Beans. Leyline binding. Well, let's see if Sheoldred can get it done. Draw land. Where's our disinfo campaign, man? That's what we needed this game. Alright. Let's get rid of this Overlord. Well, Spellgyre. But we're actually just dead to their board, right? We can chump. I should have bottomed that because what I need is a Meat Hook Massacre. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I needed to bottom this so that I could top deck potentially a Meat Hook Massacre. Actually, I'm just dead here. Okay. Well, I played that one really, really badly. But that is a busted deck. I would say its power level is more appropriate for Pioneer than Standard. Okay, so our final result with this iteration of Pioneer Disinformation Control was a 2 and 3. We lost to Elves, kind of got ran over there. That can happen against the aggro decks. You know, they got good draws, and I guess you just need to mulligan for the cards you need against decks like that. We lost to Treasure Cruise, which is a reason why I don't like playing Pioneer as much as I used to. Like, they just need to ban some cards. They need to ban Fable the Mirrorbreaker. They need to ban Treasure Cruise. Like, bare minimum, those two cards. Like, no-brainer, those cards should be gone. And they make me not want to play Pioneer, but it seems like Wizards is not really paying attention to Pioneer in the slightest bit, unfortunately. And then we lost to the Domain deck, which I think we actually have a good plan against post-board. We just didn't really find our pieces very well. We also made a huge mistake. Like, I needed to use my Field of Ruin to enable a double black play early in the game there, like Sheoldred, which I didn't do. So I think we kind of shot ourselves in the foot in game 2 there. Certainly is a powerful deck, but I think it's beatable with the pieces that we have. We're not, granted, we're not like as tuned to combat beans as like my standard Esper control deck is, because I think, you know, you need to Thought Seize and or Spell Pierce the beans before it comes down, and we don't have as many untapped lands in this deck as we do in standard. Anyway, I like this build of Disinfo control. I did make it lower to the ground, believe it or not, although we still, you know, are a bit top heavy. I like Spellgyre as a replacement for Memory Deluge. It just works much better in the deck. It's surveils, it's a counter spell that draws cards. I like the versatility, I like the surveillance. I just think it's a better fit. It suffers from the same issues that all control decks do, which is if you draw your pieces at times when you don't need those particular pieces, the deck can just fall flat on its face and look really bad. I think that we do, with the search for Azcata, and if we get our disinfo tech going on, we do see enough cards that we probably should be okay on that front. Maybe I just need to add disinfo number 4. That would have been a perfect card to draw in that match against Domain. We didn't find any disinfo against them, actually, but it would have been really helpful. So I think maybe just going all in and adding number 4 could be the key to improving this deck. But I'm pleased with how it did. You know, we got some good wins. We beat Mono Black Devotion, which is a good deck. You know, you can get some wins with this deck. It's a good control deck, and it's fun to play. It's just Pioneer as a format, it needs some help, and it's not likely to get it anytime soon, so unfortunate. Anyway, this is definitely one of my pet decks. It's a deck that I played many versions of on the channel. I love Dimir-based control, and this is, you know, a classic for me. I do love this era of Magic. It's like Ravnica Allegiance, those sets. Even War of the Spark was like a really fun set, with the exception of a couple of cards that were just ridiculously broken. But if you take away like Teferi, Nissa Who Shakes the World, it was actually a really fun format. And the cards were just a lot fairer back then, I think. Like pre-Eldraine in that Ravnica block of sets. And Disinfo was a fun card then, it's a fun card now. So you may or may not be seeing more of this deck in this series, as it is certainly one of my pet decks, but I don't really enjoy playing Pioneer that much, as I've mentioned several times already. Anyway, that's going to do it for tonight. I hope you enjoyed watching me play Pioneer Disinformation Control. If you did and you like off-meta, off-kilter MTG content, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. I do stream Magic the Gathering on my Twitch channel every Tuesday and Friday. I stream non-MTG stuff every Sunday, and I post MTG videos on Thursdays and Saturdays. There's a link to my channel in the video description if you want to come out and check out the action live. Anyway, I hope you all have a great rest of your week, and I'll catch you later in the week. Peace out.